Adelaide, the scene of the crime. Polite inquiries, the Undertakers. Tom asks,
Hello, Tom.
out of England, Pakistan and West Indies, who would you trust to bat for your life? Well, not England.
It wouldn't be England, would it? Because if you trusted England, you'd have Moeen Ali and Ian Bell, who would leave you dead, aged 20, but with a beautiful corpse. I would go for Pakistan and Misbah, wouldn't you?
I would, because you will live a long, slow life, but at least you'll be there at the end.
You would fall short. You wouldn't make 100, and at the end you'd look back and think, I'd have had more fun if it had been Shahid Afridi.
Rishi says, time for England and the ECB to give IPL its due credit and start taking player participation seriously. Should English players be playing in the IPL? Is that going to make any difference?
No, I think I would go the other way with it. Okay, because what happens, nothing against the IPL, it's fine, great, India enjoy it. But if it happens during the English season, and if you take English players out of the English domestic season, you're weakening the English domestic game. And that makes the gap between domestic and international in England bigger. So I would go the other way. I would stop them going and make them play in England.
Nicholas asks, is this a turning point for Bangladeshi cricket or just another false dawn? I think it's really important that with all the attention focused on England and how terrible it was and how poor they were, we shouldn't really dismiss what Bangladesh have achieved either, not one little bit. They were a better team.
The risk of giving a politically correct answer, I think the thing that England supporters can take comfort from is the fact that a country which loves its cricket is going in the right direction. It shows what can be done, and I think everyone in world cricket should rejoice really in the fact that Bangladesh are enjoying some success. It's a cricket-mad country, and I'm sure that in years to come they'll go to better and better things. They weren't lucky yesterday, the better team won.
No. And actually, isn't it nice to see teams that aren't in the big three doing well? I think that's a good thing. Dan Kingdom asks, which, if any, of Bell, Morgan, Broad and Anderson do you see playing ODIs again? Surely there's going to be some serious questions asked about Morgan.
Morgan's 5 ducks in 9 innings. He's a batsman. I wouldn't pick any of them because I think it's time to rebuild. The thing is, I like Ian Bell, of course.
Well, and to be fair, Ian Bell has at least contributed.
No, because the job is to win games of cricket.
Okay.
He's played 160 ODIs and he scored 4 centuries. It's not good enough. Start again, get the new guys in, Billings or whoever. I don't care, Hales, give them a go, Moeen, all these guys. Go young, look at 2019. We've tried these guys loads. We're not going to learn anything new.
Who would you keep? Just quickly, who would you keep?
The younger guys.
Sukrit asks, on a scale of 1 to South Africa, how badly did England choke yesterday?
They didn't choke. They didn't choke. They were beaten by a better side. It's worse. Let's not give them excuses. They didn't choke. They were defeated by superior opposition.
Joshua Harkness says, how much do you think the schedule of playing the big sides first impacted England?
Big sides? Since we're in New Zealand, listen, I'm half New Zealander. Since we're in New Zealand, a big side. They're a good side. It's a World Cup. Joshua, don't be giving them excuses. It's a World Cup, you play other sides. They've lost to 4 out of 5.
Lev Parikian says, once they've looked at the data, will England still be beep? Now that has got to be really embarrassing that Peter Moore's commented on needing to look at the data to really assess England's loss. I can't even believe that the poor guy would say he's just going to be lampooned so much for that. I think that is going to become an iconic statement alongside of being inside or outside of cricket or being from the right family. The fact that after losing that kind of game, I mean, if you need to look at a laptop to
okay, everything you've said right. Peter Moore's fronted up yesterday, what lots of people wouldn't have done. He didn't have to, and he was in a pretty impossible position. I think he's a good man, working hard. Personally, I wouldn't have appointed him, but having appointed him, I'm not sure I wouldn't stick with him. But to be honest, again, he's not the problem. He's part of the problem. He symbolises the problem, I suppose.
It was an unfortunate choice of words, and anyone can have that. But isn't that indicative of part of the problem, the deep-seated problem, that you're always talking about procedures and stats and data, everything else, rather than just how guys play their best cricket? Dr. Matt Burley says, how low must England sink for Giles Clarke to admit he may have some role in this debacle?
Eventually, every organisation, I think, takes on the character of the people running it. And English cricket has taken on the character of Giles Clarke. Unattractive, unpleasant, and not very good.
Ajatabus says, can Bangladesh upset India in the quarterfinals?
Yeah, they can. I mean, India would start as favourites. I think India played pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can. I mean, it wasn't lucky. You know, Hussein's bowling really nicely. Mamadullah played beautifully. I don't know.
Pressure. You know, they did pretty well in the field. Some of their fielding was really good.
Got a good captain who seems to manage to be very good on one leg.
Yeah, and they'll be buoyed massively by this as well. You know,
yeah, I mean, it's the first time they made it to the knockouts. I know they've gone to the Super 8s before. It's the first time they made it to the knockouts. Look, it's a step on the road of progress for Bangladesh cricket, and that is something that I think would unite everyone in cricket in celebrating.
And I kind of think they'll give India a better shake than perhaps England in their current state would have. Jimmer says they're all keeping their jobs, aren't they? Go on, admit it.
I think it's pretty hard for nearly any of them to keep their jobs. Okay, so the chairman, the new chairman, is already talking to Kevin Peterson, whatever he says he is, I promise you. After everything that's happened with the other guys here, James Whittaker, Paul Downton, Peter Moores, if he brings back Kevin Peterson, how can they keep their jobs?
Gavin Webb asks,
Webbo,
how badly would we have done if we hadn't altered the international calendar for this World Cup?
Could have been awful.
Scotland would have thrashed England. Mark Ridley says, if Pakistan were the cornered tigers of the '92 World Cup, what cornered animal are England?
I think they might be a field mouse. You come at them hard and they will curl up in a ball and possibly play dead.
Well, actually, they're beyond playing dead now.
Do you think they might actually be dead?
I think they might be.
That would explain quite a lot.
Sorry, it's time for the Undertakers to go. We'll see you again soon.